When you close the door of your mind to negative thoughts, the door of opportunity opens to you. Until you have learned to be tolerant with those who do not always agree with you, you will be neither successful nor happy. Keep your mind fixed on what you want in life, not on what you don't want. The number one reason people fail in life is because they listen to their friends, family, and neighbors. Patience, persistence, and perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success. Do not wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand and work with whatever tools you may have. When riches begin to come, they come so quickly, in such great abundance, that one wonders where they have been hiding during all those lean years. Fear is faith in reverse gear. It takes half your life before you discover life is a do-it-yourself project. Focus on the possibilities for success, not on the potential for failure. You will never be greater than the thoughts that dominate your mind. Every man is what he is because of the dominating thoughts which he permits to occupy his mind. One of the most important principles of success is developing the habit of going the extra mile. Remember that it is not the lawyer who knows the most law, but the one who best prepares his case, who wins. Buying cheap to save money is like stopping the clock to save time. Neither works. If you learn to budget your time correctly, you will have time for all your needs. Opportunity often comes disguised in the form of misfortune or temporary defeat. If you do not see great riches in your imagination, you will never see them in your bank balance. The best way to succeed in this world is to act on the advice you give to others. Find out what you really love to do, and then find a way to make a good living doing it. Life is a mirror of your consistent thoughts. More gold has been mined from the thoughts of men than has been taken from the earth. Riches don't respond to wishes. They respond only to definite plans, backed by definite desires, through constant persistence. Knowledge is only potential power. You may be hurt if you love too much, but you will live in misery if you love too little. The man of decision cannot be stopped. The man of indecision cannot be started. Take your own choice. Wise men, when in doubt whether to speak or to keep quiet, give themselves the benefit of the doubt and remain silent. If you must speak ill of another, do not speak it. Write it in the sand near the water's edge. If you cannot do great things, do small things in a great way. Positive and negative emotions cannot occupy the mind at the same time. You are the sum total of your dominating or most prominent thoughts. The greatest failure in life is to stop trying. You will attract to yourself people who harmonize with your own philosophy of life, whether you wish it or not. To become successful, you must be a person of action. Merely to know is not sufficient. It is necessary both to know and do. Nothing is impossible to the person who backs desire with enduring faith. Your attitude towards problems, difficulties, and adversities is the most important factor in overcoming them. Don't wait. The time will never be just right. If you try and fail, make another effort, and still another, until you succeed. If you can conceive something in your mind and believe it to be true, then you can achieve it. Life reflects your own thoughts back to you. The starting point of all achievement is desire. The starting point of all achievement is desire. Whatever you think today becomes what you are tomorrow. It is as true as that night follows day, that the man who does more than he is paid for, and does it in a pleasant mental attitude, sooner or later is paid for more than he does. Great achievement is usually born of great sacrifice and is never the result of selfishness. Effort only fully releases its reward after a person refuses to quit. Understand that the only way to get happiness is by giving it away to others. If you were your own employer, would you be entirely satisfied with the day's work you have done today? A goal is a dream with a deadline. You either control your mind or it controls you. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve regardless of how many times you may have failed in the past or how lofty your aims and hopes may be. Work whatever tools you may have at your command, and better tools will be found as you go along. First you fuel the desire, then the desire will fuel you. Set your mind on a definite goal and observe how quickly the world stands aside to let you pass. When your desires are strong enough, you will appear to possess superhuman powers to achieve. It is literally true that you can succeed best and quickest by helping others to succeed. You can't change where you started, but you can change the direction you are going. It's not what you are going to do, but it's what you are doing now that counts. It is your responsibility to make sure that positive emotions constitute the dominating influence of your mind. Imagine, as realistically as possible, the place where you want to be in the near future, the state you wish to reach, and the universe will help you and guide you. When opportunity came, the person didn't realize it because it came in the form of misfortune. It is always better to imitate a successful man than to envy him. When defeat comes, accept it as a signal that your plans are not sound. Rebuild those plans and set sail once more toward your coveted goal. You can be absolutely certain that when you feel you are being most unfairly tested, you are being prepared for great achievement. Successful people in all callings never stop acquiring specialized knowledge related to their major purpose, business, or profession. Riches, when they come in huge quantities, are never the result of hard work. Most great people have attained their greatest success just one step beyond their greatest failure. The only person to get even with are those who have helped you. Every failure is a blessing in disguise, providing it teaches some needed lesson one could not have learned without it. Most so-called failures are only temporary defeats. Success is knowing what you're doing, loving what you're doing, and believing what you're doing. Whatever your mind feeds upon, your mind attracts to you. Do not let a day go by without taking some time for yourself, some time you spend in pure pleasure as you see it. Those who succeed in an outstanding way seldom do so before the age of 40. More often, they do not strike their real pace until they are well beyond the age of 50. The most practical of all methods for controlling the mind is the habit of keeping it busy with a definite purpose, backed by a definite plan. Our only limitations are those we set up in our own minds. To succeed in life, succeed at being yourself. It takes a habit to replace a habit. Every negative event contains within it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Your greatness is here and now. Your happiness is here and now. No one is ready for a thing until he believes he can acquire it. The state of mind must be belief, not mere hope or wish. Every individual has the power to change his or her material or financial status by first changing the nature of his or her beliefs. Do not search for success off in the distance, but instead recognize it and grasp it right where you are. Set your target and keep trying until you reach it. Most misfortunes are the results of misused time. Think twice before you speak, because your words and influence will plant the seed of either success or failure in the mind of another. One of the most valuable things any person can learn is the art of using the knowledge and experience of others. Victory is always possible for the person who refuses to stop fighting. If you have a strong belief in yourself, in what you are doing and what you want to do, no adversity is too difficult to overcome. You become what you think about. Trying to get without first giving is as fruitless as trying to reap without having sown. Desire is the starting point of all achievement, not a hope, not a wish, but a keen pulsating desire which transcends everything. You cannot entirely control your subconscious mind, but you can voluntarily hand over to it any plan, desire, or purpose which you wish transformed into concrete form. Action is the real measure of intelligence. When you are able to maintain your own highest standards of integrity, regardless of what others may do, you are destined for greatness. Desire backed by faith knows no such word as impossible. Change your mental attitude, and the world around you will change accordingly. Any idea, plan, or purpose may be placed in the mind through repetition of thought. One of the most common causes of failure is the habit of quitting when one is overtaken by temporary defeat. The person who sows a single beautiful thought in the mind of another renders the world a greater service than that rendered by all the fault finders combined. Decide where you are going and how you are to get there, then make a start from where you now stand. Decide where you are going and how you are to get there, then make a start from where you now stand. There is a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. Start going the extra mile and opportunity will follow you. Live each day as if it were your last, and you'll develop a keen respect for opportunity. There is a vast difference between failure and temporary defeat. A wise man watches his faults more closely than his virtues. Fools reverse the order. Lack of loyalty is one of the major causes of failure in every walk of life. You are the master of your destiny. You can influence, direct, and control your own environment. You can make your life what you want it to be. Deliberately seek the company of people who influence you to think and act on building the life you desire. No one is ready for a thing until he believes he can acquire it. If it isn't your job to do it, perhaps it is your opportunity. There is one quality which one must possess to win, and that is definiteness of purpose, the knowledge of what one wants, and a burning desire to possess it. If you fail to control your own mind, you may be sure you will control nothing else. We become who we hang out with. Weak desires bring weak results, just as a small amount of fire brings a small amount of heat. If the mind of man can believe, the mind of man can achieve. Knowledge is only potential power. It becomes power only when, and if, it is organized into definite plans of action and directed to a definite end. Procrastination is the bad habit of putting off until the day after tomorrow what should have been done the day before yesterday. Your only limitation is the one you set up in your own mind. If you are influenced by the opinions of others, you will have no desire of your own. Keep your mind focused on what you want and act accordingly. You will achieve success. Remember, no more effort is required to aim high in life, to demand abundance and prosperity, than is required to accept misery and poverty. Enthusiasm is the steam that drives the engine. Watch the one ahead of you, and you'll learn why he is ahead, then emulate him. What if you have failed in the past? So, at one time did every man we recognize as a towering success. They called it temporary defeat. It is strange, but true, that the most important turning points of life often come at the most unexpected times and in the most unexpected ways. Keep on keeping on, no matter how hard the going may be. Cherish your visions and your dreams, as they are the children of your soul, the blueprints of your ultimate achievements. The person who takes no chances generally has to take whatever is left when others are through choosing. The only trouble with this world today lies in our lack of understanding of the power of imagination. All you are or ever shall become is the result of the use to which you put your mind. You will resemble, tomorrow, the dominating thoughts that you keep alive in your mind today. The world has the habit of making room for the man whose actions show that he knows where he is going. Before you can control conditions, you must first control yourself. Success is good at any age, but the sooner you find it, the longer you will enjoy it. If you can't do great things, do small things in a great way. Don't wait for great opportunities. Seize common, everyday ones and make them great. The world does not pay men for that which they know. It pays them for what they do, or induce others to do. If you do not conquer self, you will be conquered by self. Your real wealth can be measured not by what you have, but by who you are. The happiest people are those who have learned to mix play with their work and to bind the two together with enthusiasm. The best way to sell yourself to others is first to sell the others to yourself. No one can make you jealous, angry, vengeful, or greedy unless you let him. No person with a grievance can be also a person with an attractive personality. Both success and failure are largely the results of habit. People who fail to accumulate money, without exception, have the habit of reaching decisions, if at all, very slowly, and of changing these decisions quickly and often. There are no limitations to the mind except those we acknowledge. Cherish the music that stirs in your heart. Money without brains is always dangerous. If you don't want your life to be messed up, don't fool around with those who have messed up theirs. Capability means imagination. The great master key to riches is nothing more or less than the self-discipline necessary to help you take full and complete possession of your own mind. Until you have formed the habit of looking for the good instead of the bad there is in others, you will be neither successful nor happy. If you are sure you are right, you need not worry what the world thinks. The mastermind principle, two or more people actively engaged in the pursuit of a definite purpose with a positive mental attitude, constitute an unbeatable force. Every great leader of the past, whose record I have examined, was beset by difficulties and met with temporary defeat before arriving. You give before you get. Edison failed 10,000 times before he made the electric light. Do not be discouraged if you fail a few times. The majority of people who fail to accumulate money sufficient for their needs are, generally, easily influenced by the opinion of others. No man has a chance to enjoy permanent success until he begins to look in a mirror for the real cause of all his mistakes. Many successful people have found opportunities in failure and adversity that they could not recognize in more favorable circumstances. You wouldn't desire something if you didn't have the talent to carry it out. The ability to negotiate with other people without friction and argument is the outstanding quality of all successful people. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or later the man who wins is the one who thinks he can. If you do not believe in cooperation, look what happens to a wagon that loses a wheel. You can do it if you believe you can. You don't have to fear defeat if you believe it may reveal powers that you didn't know you possessed. It is now a documented principle of psychology that human beings subconsciously move in the direction of their most dominant thought. If you are really great, you will let others discover this fact from your actions. Yesterday is gone forever. Make the most of today and tomorrow if you wish to make up for lost time. A closed mind stumbles over the blessings of life without recognizing them. Success comes to those who become success conscious. Failure comes to those who indifferently allow themselves to become failure conscious. There is one weakness in people for which there is no remedy. It is the universal weakness of lack of ambition. Control your own mind, and you may never be controlled by the mind of another. Genuine wisdom is usually conspicuous through modesty and silence. Waste no words on a man who dislikes you. Actions will impress him more. Your real courage shows best in the hour of adversity. The successful leader must plan his work and work his plan. The world is filled with unfortunate souls who didn't hear opportunity knock at the door because they were down at the convenience store buying lottery tickets. Love attracts only one thing, and that thing is love. Reduce your plan to writing. The moment you complete this, you will have definitely given concrete form to the intangible desire. Sex energy is the creative energy of all creative geniuses. Life is a game board. Time is your opponent. If you procrastinate, you will lose the game. You must make a move to be victorious. If you want riches, you must refuse to accept any circumstance that leads toward poverty. Dreams come true when desire transforms into concrete actions. No man can succeed in a line of endeavor which he does not like. No matter where you are now, whatever you can conceive and believe, you can achieve. One thing we all know, if one does not possess persistence, one does not achieve noteworthy success in any calling. If you have no major purpose, you are drifting towards certain failure. Fortunes gravitate to men whose minds have been prepared to attract them just as surely as water gravitates to the ocean. Self-confidence results, first, from exact knowledge. Second, the ability to impart that knowledge. No man achieves great success who is unwilling to make personal sacrifices. A resourceful person will always make opportunity fit his or her needs. Fears are nothing more than a state of mind. Men are paid not merely for what they know, but more particularly for what they do with that which they know. You have within you all the power you need with which to get whatever you want or need in this world. Are you waiting for success to arrive, or are you going out to find where it is hiding? If you don't know what you want, don't say you never had a chance. What you think, so you will become. Within every setback or obstacle or disadvantage there is the seed of an equal or opposite or greater advantage or benefit. Burn the boats as you enter the island, and you will take the island. Those who reach decisions promptly and definitely know what they want and generally get it. Hold a picture of yourself long and steadily enough in your mind's eye, and you will be drawn toward it. Every adversity contains, at the same time, a seed of equivalent opportunity. Success requires no explanations. Failure permits no alibis. No man ever achieved worthwhile success who did not, at one time or other, find himself with at least one foot hanging well over the brink of failure. The power to think as you wish to think is the only power over which you have absolute control. No accurate thinker will judge another person by that which the other person's enemies say about him. The one who tries to get something for nothing generally winds up getting nothing for something. A quitter never wins, and a winner never quits. Faith is the only agency through which the cosmic force of infinite intelligence can be harnessed and used by man. The development of self-confidence starts with the elimination of this demon called fear. A man is as big as the measure of his thinking. When you begin to think and grow rich, you will observe that riches begin with a state of mind, with definiteness of purpose, with little or no hard work. Constancy of purpose is the first principle of success. If you think your lot in life has been hard read up from slavery by Booker T. Washington, and you may see how fortunate you have been. Celebrate your success and stand strong when adversity hits, for when the storm clouds come in, the eagles soar while the small birds take cover. Money is either a good or bad influence, according to the character of the person who possesses it. Winners never quit, quitters never win. Desire is making people build ships and cities, has made men conquer nations, and it can defeat that nicotine. Remember, when your plans fail, that temporary defeat is not permanent failure. Fear is the most costly of all the human emotions, even though most fears have no foundation in fact. Your real boss is the one who walks around under your hat. Initiative is as essential to success as a hub is essential to a wagon wheel. The one and only thing over which you have complete and total control is how you focus your own mind. Luckily, this determines everything else. I believe that close association with one who refuses to compromise with circumstances he does not like is an asset that can never be measured in terms of money. If you love, absolutely love what you are doing, chances are excellent that you will succeed. There is nothing so exhausting as working on a job you don't like. Persistence is nothing more than concentrated effort mixed with determination and faith. Don't ever admit that the world has not given you an opportunity. One sound idea is all that you need to achieve success. First, you give life and action and guidance to ideas, then they take on power of their own and sweep aside all opposition. It is always your next move. Nature cannot be tricked or cheated. She will give up to you the object of your struggles only after you have paid her price. Nobody rises above mediocrity unless they use the brains of other people. Strength, both physical and spiritual, is the product of struggle. You can always become the person you would have liked to be. It is a well-known fact that a man learns best that which he endeavors to teach others. Education comes from within. You get it by struggle and effort and thought. A man who can speak 2 languages is worth 2 men. Failure cannot cope with persistence. No one ever is defeated until defeat has been accepted as a reality. Most failures could have been converted into successes if someone had held on another minute or made more effort. No individual has sufficient experience, education, native ability, and knowledge to ensure the accumulation of a great fortune without the cooperation of other people. Every human brain is both a broadcasting and receiving station for the vibration of thought. We are all salesmen regardless of our calling, but not all of us are master salesmen. The better portion of all sales I have made were made after people had said no. Behind every adversity is an opportunity. When one is truly ready for a thing, it puts in its appearance. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but you think you can't, it is almost certain you won't. Faith and fear make poor bedfellows. Where one is found, the other cannot exist. The jack of all trades seldom is good at any. Concentrate all of your efforts on one definite chief aim. Indecision is the seedling of fear. Tell the world what you intend to do, but first show it. Every time you change your orders without obvious reason, you weaken your authority. Big pay and little responsibility are circumstances seldom found together. No man is ever whipped until he quits in his own mind. A man is most efficient and will more quickly and easily succeed when engaged in work that he loves or work that he performs in behalf of some person whom he loves. Faith is indispensable for success. Faith is induced and strengthened by the instructions you give your subconscious mind. A person's acts are always in harmony with the dominating thoughts of his or her mind. Intelligent planning is essential for success in any undertaking designed to accumulate riches. When you have talked yourself into what you want, right there is the place to stop talking and begin saying it with deeds. No one is going to pay much attention to the person who has no confidence in himself. Willpower and desire, when properly combined, make an irresistible pair. Any man is educated who knows where to get knowledge when he needs it and how to organize that knowledge into definite plans of action. That which you think today becomes that which you are tomorrow. Genius is merely the capacity for taking infinite pains. The greatest achievement was, at first and for a time, but a dream. It is a fact that the majority of a man's griefs comes about through lack of self-control. Men of action usually win. That is one of their distinctive features. The individual with a negative mental attitude attracts troubles as a magnet attracts steel fittings. Men take on the nature and the habits and the power of thought of those with whom they associate in a spirit of sympathy and harmony. You have to understand you cannot have faith and fear at the same time. You can only have one or the other. Self-approval is a dangerous state of mind. If you must let someone down, be sure it isn't the friend who helped you up when you were down. The ability to influence people without irritating them is the most profitable art known to man. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade and sell it to all of those who get thirsty from complaining. The person who works harder when the boss isn't around is headed straight for a better job. The imagination is the workshop of the soul, where are shaped all the plans for individual achievement. Self-sacrifice is essential to leadership. You will give all the time. Time is wealth, and unlike money, when it is gone, you cannot replace it. Resolve to throw off the influences of any unfortunate environment and to build your own life to order. War grows out of the desire of the individual to gain advantage at the expense of his fellow man. Most illness begins with a negative mind. Indecision, doubt, and fear, the members of this unholy trio are closely related. Where one is found, the other two are close at hand. Man alone has the power to transform his thoughts into physical reality. Man alone can dream and make his dreams come true. All great truths are simple in final analysis and easily understood. If they are not great truths. Most people wish for riches, but few people provide the definite plan and burning desire which pave the road to wealth. The most damaging forms of intolerance are connected with religious, racial, and political differences of opinion. Take inventory of yourself, see if any remnants of fear are standing in your way. Then you may grow, because nothing, absolutely nothing, can stand in your way. If you neglect to exercise self-control, you are not only likely to injure others, but you are sure to injure yourself. There is always plenty of capital for those who can create practical plans for using it. The successful leader must be willing to assume responsibility for the mistakes and the shortcomings of his followers. No one is so good that he has no bad in him, and no one is so bad that he has no good in him. Drifting without aim or purpose is the first cause of failure. One must marry one's feelings to one's beliefs and ideas. That is probably the only way to achieve a measure of harmony in one's life. If you do a job another's way, he or she must take the responsibility. If you do it your way, you must take the responsibility. The ladder of success is never crowded at the top. Your own mental attitude is your real boss. Self-control is solely a matter of thought control. If you truly want to succeed, be prepared to go the extra mile. Taking possession of your positive self will put you on the success beam that you may ride triumphantly to whatever heights of achievement you desire. Out of resistance comes strength. The man who always takes and never gives is not a leader. He is a parasite. A burning desire to be and to do is the starting point from which the dreamer must take off. Dreams are not born of indifference, laziness, or lack of ambition. Your mental attitude gives your entire personality a drawing power that attracts the circumstances, things, and people you think about most. The space you occupy and the authority you exercise may be measured with mathematical exactness by the service you render. Success comes to those who become success conscious. We are the masters of our fate, the captains of our souls, because we have the power to control our thoughts. Knowledge will not attract money unless it is organized and intelligently directed through practical plans of action to the definite end of accumulation of money. Sex energy is the creative energy of all geniuses. There never has been and never will be a great leader, builder, or artist lacking in the driving force of sex. Loud threats often indicate deep fears. If your environment is not to your liking, change it. Never in the history of the world has there been such abundant opportunity as there is now for the person who is willing to serve before trying to collect. There is no hope of success for the person who does not have a central purpose or definite goal at which to aim. The world is ruled and the destiny of civilization is established by the human emotions. The The richest persons are those who give most in service to others. The only break anyone can afford to rely upon is a self-made break. If you are ready for the secret, you already possess one half of it. Therefore, you will readily recognize the other half the moment it reaches your mind. One should use great care to select an employer who will be an inspiration and who is, himself, intelligent and successful. We are creatures of imitation. We find it hard to resist the temptation to do that which we see others doing. Every adversity, every failure, and every heartache carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. Every problem comes with an equal or greater opportunity. A mind ill with negative attitudes is more dangerous than a sick body, for its sickness is always contagious. Your mental attitude is the most dependable key to your personality. Seek the counsel of men who will tell you the truth about yourself, even if it hurts you to hear it. Mere commendation will not bring the improvement you need. The road to success may be, and generally is, obstructed by many influences which must be removed before the goal can be reached. The only limitation is that which one sets up in one's own mind. Fear is the tool of a man-made devil. Practical dreamers do not quit. You can start right where you stand and apply the habit of going the extra mile by rendering more service and better service than you are now being paid for. Ideas are the beginning points of all fortunes. A fearless man thrives on far horizons. Enthusiasm is contagious, and the person who has it under control is generally welcome in any group of people. Persistence is to the character of man as carbon is to steel. Dreams are the seedlings of reality. You might well remember that nothing can bring you success but yourself. Create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you're ready or not, to put this plan into action. No two minds ever come together without thereby creating a third, invisible, intangible force which may be likened to a third mind. A state of mind is something that one assumes. It cannot be purchased. It must be created. The man who actually knows just what he wants in life has already gone a long way toward attaining it. Everyone enjoys doing the kind of work for which he is best suited. All achievements, all earned riches, have their beginning in an idea. Anything the human mind can believe, the human mind can achieve. There is but one dependable method of accumulating and legally holding riches, and that is by rendering useful service. The way of success is the way of continuous pursuit of knowledge. Happiness may be found only by helping others to find it. Success in life depends upon happiness, and happiness is found in no other way than through service that is rendered in a spirit of love. Every failure brings with it the seed of an equivalent success. Nothing which life has to offer is worth the price of worry. Everyone faces defeat. It may be a stepping stone or a stumbling block, depending on the mental attitude with which it is faced. Faith is the element, the chemical which, when mixed with prayer, gives one direct communication with infinite intelligence. Awake, arise, and assert yourself, you dreamers of the world. Your star is now in ascendancy. A mind dominated by positive emotions becomes a favorable abode for the state of mind known as faith. The simple act of commitment is a powerful magnet for help. All impulses of thought have a tendency to clothe themselves in their physical equivalent. Thought, backed by strong desire, has a tendency to transmute itself into its physical equivalent. Every person who wins in any undertaking must be willing to burn his ships and cut all sources of retreat. The average person would have quit at the first failure. That's why there have been many average men and only one Edison. Success is the development of the power with which to get whatever one wants in life without interfering with the rights of others. The great leaders of business, industry, and finance, and the great artists, poets, musicians, and writers all became great because they developed the power of self-motivation. No man can avail himself of the forces of his creative imagination while dissipating them. Truly, there is something to the idea that hero worship is helpful, provided one worships a winner. Wisdom consists in knowing what not to want as well as what to want. The Creator gave us the complete, unchallengable right of prerogative over the one thing and only thing we own, our mind. Faith is the eternal elixir. It gives life, power, and action to the impulse of thought. If you are worried or afraid of anything, there is something in your mental attitude that needs correction. Do not expect troubles, as they have a tendency not to disappoint. Who told you it couldn't be done? And what great achievement has he to his credit that entitles him to use the word impossible so freely? When you do not know what to do or which way to turn, smile. This will relax your mind and let the sunshine of happiness into your soul. Quick riches are more dangerous than poverty. Today's worries may become tomorrow's priceless experiences. Who said it could not be done? And tell me, what great victories does he have to his credit which qualifies him to judge what can and can't be accomplished? Enthusiasm, if fueled by inspiration and perseverance, travels with passion, and its destination is excellence. The way to develop decisiveness is to start right where you are, with the very next question you face. The most interesting thing about a postage stamp is the persistence with which it sticks to its job. The habit of expressing loosely organized opinions is one of the most destructive of habits. Nothing is more tragic or more common than mental inertia. If you can't forgive, don't ask to be forgiven. The imagination is literally the workshop wherein are fashioned all plans created by man. I will engage in no transaction which does not benefit all whom it affects. Whatever mind can conceive and believe can be achieved. The most common cause of fear of old age is associated with the possibility of poverty. Success in its highest and noblest form calls for peace of mind and enjoyment and happiness which come only to the man who has found the work that he likes best. Truly, thoughts are things, and their scope of operation is the world itself. Your big opportunity may be right where you are now. Faith is the head chemist of the mind. There is always room for those who can be relied upon to deliver the goods when they say they will. Friendship freely given and gratefully received is one of life's greatest gifts. Criticism will plant fear in the human heart or resentment, but it will not build love or affection. Scars are wisdom in disguise. Every well-built house started in the form of a definite purpose plus a definite plan in the nature of a set of blueprints. Happiness is found in doing, not merely possessing. Without doubt, the most common weakness of all human beings is the habit of leaving their minds open to the negative influence of other people. Most so-called failures are only temporary defeats. The fear of criticism is at the bottom of the destruction of most ideas, which never reach the planning and action stage. It is one thing to want money, everyone wants more, but it is something entirely different to be worth more. Neglecting to broaden their view has kept some people doing one thing all their lives. The mind becomes withered, stagnant, narrow, and closed unless it searches for new ideas. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Thoughts are things. Strong, deeply rooted desire is the starting point of all achievement. Attend well to your character, and your reputation will look out for itself. The turning point in the life of those who succeed usually comes at the moment of some crisis. Within every adversity is an equal and opposite benefit. Anything acquired without effort and without cost is generally unappreciated. Fortunate is the person who has learned that the most certain way to get is to first give through some sort of useful service. Your reputation is that which people think you are. Your character is that which you are. No person may enjoy outstanding success without good health. The battle is all over except the shouting when one knows what is wanted and has made up his mind to get it, whatever the price may be. Habits are first cobwebs, then cables. A master salesman is one who takes the offensive and never the defensive sale of an argument, if argument arises. First you get a habit, then it gets you. No man can become a great leader of men unless he has the milk of human kindness in his own heart and leads by suggestion and kindness rather than by force. No one can keep you down but yourself. Anything you do to and for another person, you do it to and for yourself. Definiteness of purpose with positive mental attitude is the starting point of all worthwhile achievement. You can think your way into or out of almost any circumstance, good or bad. The majority of men meet with failure because of their lack of persistence in creating new plans to take the place of those which fail. Plan you work and work your plan. You are engaged in an undertaking of major importance to you. To be sure of success, you must have plans which are faultless. What is initiative? I'll tell you, it is doing the right thing without being told. Imagination judges the future by the past, but concerns itself with the future more than with the past. Every company has room for the man who has a definite plan of action, which is to the advantage of that company. Desire is the factor that determines what your definite purpose in life shall be. Don't be afraid of a little opposition. Remember that the kite of success generally rises against the wind of adversity, not with it. I pray daily, not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to recognize, embrace, and enjoy what I already possess. The possibilities of creative effort connected with the subconscious mind are stupendous and imponderable. They inspire one with awe. Man's brain may be compared to an electric battery. A group of electric batteries will provide more energy than a single battery. Like the wind that carries one ship east and another west, the law of autosuggestion will lift you up or pull you down according to the way that you set your sails of thought. The worst of all human ailments, indecision. Faith is the only known antidote for failure. Your mental attitude attracts to you everything that makes you what you are. The successful man or woman always looks for the advantage or benefit in every situation, and lo and behold, they always find it. If you are not learning while you're earning, you are cheating yourself out of the better portion of your compensation. Your deliberate chief aim in life should be selected with deliberate care. The brain is the first broadcasting station ever invented. Conceit is a fog that envelops a man's real character beyond his own recognition. It weakens his native ability and strengthens all his inconsistencies. One who has loved truly can never lose entirely. If the thing you wish to do is right and you believe in it, go ahead and do it. Failure is not a disgrace if you have sincerely done your best. When enthusiasm runs in the front door, worry runs out the back door. If you fail to plan, you can plan to fail. The testing process usually happens when we least expect it, thereby catching you off guard and giving you no chance to display anything by your real personality. Every mind needs friendly contact with other minds for food of expansion and growth. Hard labor and good intentions are not sufficient to carry a man through to success. Success attracts success and failure attracts failure because of the law of harmonious attraction. It's a sure thing that you'll not finish if you don't start. Greatest sin of mankind, neglect to use his greatest asset. Verily, there is nothing, right or wrong, which belief, plus burning desire, cannot make real. We are what we are because of the vibrations of thought which we pick up and register through the stimuli of our daily environment. Experience is an asset of which no worker can be cheated, no matter how selfish or greedy his immediate employer may be. The space that every man occupies in the world is measured by the faith he expresses in connection with his aims and purposes. A negative attitude toward others can never bring me success. No man can become a permanent success without taking others along with him. Opportunity never sneaks up on those who straddle the fence of indecision. Your associates can be priceless. If you have been wise and successful, I congratulate you. Unless you are unable to forget how successful you have been, then I pity you. The major weakness of all educational systems is that they neither teach nor encourage the habit of definite decision. Our success depends very largely upon how well we negotiate our way through our daily contacts with other people without friction or opposition. Most real failures are due to limitations which men set up in their own minds. The story of practically every great fortune starts with the day when a creator of ideas and a seller of ideas got together and worked in harmony. The mind requires regular use to remain strong. Failure seems to be nature's plan for preparing us for great responsibilities. You have a tremendous advantage over the man who does you an injury. You have it within your power to forgive him, while he has no such advantage over you. Moral courage further demands that you assume the responsibility for your own acts. No alibi will save you from accepting the responsibility. The surest way of finding peace of mind is that which helps the greatest number of others to find it. Power grows out of organized knowledge, but mind you, it grows out of it through application and use. An educated person is not necessarily the one who has the knowledge, but the one who knows where to get it when needed. Life's greatest tragedy consists of men and women who earnestly try and fail. Believe it and achieve it. Love is, without question, life's greatest experience. The mind attracts the thing it dwells upon. The basis of persistence is the power of will. Man can create nothing which he does not first conceive in thought. There is no such thing as something for nothing. Success is very largely a matter of adjusting oneself to the ever-varying and changing environments of life in a spirit of harmony and poise. Put your foot upon the neck of the fear of criticism by reaching a decision not to worry about what other people think, do, or say. Count that day lost whose descending sun finds you with no good deeds done. Perhaps we shall learn, as we pass through this age, that the other self is more powerful than the physical self we see when we look into a mirror. One of the blessings of maturity is that it sometimes brings one greater courage to be truthful, regardless of what those who do not understand may think or say. Every failure, every adversity, every heartache may be a blessing in disguise, providing it softens the animal portion of our nature. Practical dreamers have always been and always will be the pattern makers of civilization. Duty does not require any person to submit to the destruction of his personal ambitions and the right to live his own life in his own way. Your world will change whether or not you choose to change, but you have the power to choose its direction. When adversity overtakes you, it pays to be thankful it was not worse instead of worrying over your misfortune. Imagination is the most marvelous, miraculous, inconceivably powerful force the world has ever known. Riches begin in the form of thought. Render more service than you are paid for, and eventually you will be paid more for less services rendered. The persistent man with a poor plan stands a better chance of winning than the man with a perfect plan who hesitates and wavers in carrying it out. Every successful person finds that great success lies just beyond the point when they're convinced their idea is not going to work. Those who can't take directions graciously have no business giving them. Thought is the most highly organized form of energy known to man. Knowledge has no value except that which can be gained from its application toward some worthy end. Self-confidence may be mistaken for egotism if it is not accompanied by humility of the heart. Practice being grateful for everything that life has blessed you with. You owe it to yourself not to permit your emotions to place your happiness in the keeping of another person. The subconscious acts first on the dominating desires. Definiteness of purpose is the starting point from which one must begin. Any habit may be discontinued by building in its place some other and more desirable habit. Successful people move on their own initiative, but they know where they are going before they start. When you lose your sense of humor, get a job running an elevator, because your life will be a series of ups and downs anyway. Closed minds do not inspire faith, courage, and belief. The imagination is too often regarded merely as an indefinite, untraceable, indescribable something that does nothing but create fiction. The imagination is both interpretative and creative in nature. You either ride life or it rides you. Your mental attitude determines who is rider and who is horse. It isn't defeat, but rather your mental attitude toward it that whips you. If a person has built a sound character, it makes but little difference what people say about him, because he will win in the end. The state of mind must be belief, not mere hope or wish. Open-mindedness is essential for belief. Closed minds do not inspire faith, courage, and belief. All achievement, no matter what may be its nature or its purpose, must begin with an intense, burning desire for something definite. You may as well know, also, that every great leader, from the dawn of civilization down to the present, was a dreamer. Anything in life worth working for is worth praying for. One bad habit often spoils a dozen good ones. Poverty is no disgrace, but it is certainly not a recommendation. By all means, tell the world how good you are, but do it with actions, not words. Every human being has the ability to completely control his own mind. It is a curious quirk of human nature that some people can see opportunities, while others only see problems. Only the highway of useful service leads to the city of happiness. Let nobody bribe you away from being yourself. The only thing over which you have complete right of control at all times is your mental attitude. There can never be success without happiness, and no man can be happy without dispensing happiness to others. There would be no advantage to be gained by sowing a field of wheat if the harvest did not return more than was sown. Nothing was ever created by a human being that was not first created in the imagination through desire and then transformed into reality through concentration. What the mind can conceive, it can achieve. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. We refuse to believe that which we don't understand. You are the master of your own earthly destiny just as surely as you have the power to control your own thoughts. If you believe yourself unfortunate because you have loved and lost, perish the thought. One who has loved truly can never lose entirely. No one could become an efficient leader or take the initiative in any great undertaking without belief in himself. One way to avoid criticism is to do nothing and to be a nobody. The world will then not bother you. Adversity will do something to you or for you. The habit of taking the line of least resistance makes all rivers and some men crooked. All personal achievement starts within the mind of the individual. Knowing your problem is the first step in finding the solution. A positive mental attitude is an irresistible force that knows no such thing as an immovable body. The best compensation for doing things is the ability to do more. Ideas can be transmuted into cash through the power of definite purpose plus definite plans. Bravery is fearlessness, the absence of fear. The merest dolt may be brave because he lacks the mentality to appreciate his danger. It has been said that man can create anything which he can imagine. Ideas, they have the power. Positive mental attitude is the right mental attitude in all circumstances. Success attracts more success, while failure attracts more failure. Man's only limitation, within reason, lies in his development and use of his imagination. All the breaks you need in life wait within your imagination. Nature yields her most profound secrets to the person who is determined to uncover them. Whatever your mind can conceive, you can achieve. A positive mental attitude is the right mental attitude. Men have no confidence in an officer who doesn't know his own mind. What the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. Have faith in yourself, faith in the infinite. Experience is a teacher that knows no favorites. One of the most essential yet the hardest truths that I have had to learn is that every person should be his own hardest taskmaster. You have a brain and mind of your own. Use it and reach your own decisions. Which quote did you like the most? Share your opinion in the comments. Don't miss out on a chance to see the next video. Subscribe.